feels like a dream. Looking out at the sunset, the El Segundo coast in California. Much like the dream our next guest had. Burlesque dancing. Who would have thought it might be a dream of yours? Today, we're speaking to a girl that not only shakes her ass and shows her boobies, but she is out there living her dream, and you will not believe where she started. This girl was a kid who was scared of everything, and she ended up overcoming it to become a superstar, fulfilling her dreams. You guys will not want to miss this story and how she became comfortable being naked. See you there. Welcome to the Life in Red podcast. This is a way of life that emphasizes positive sexuality, self-love, and confidence. On this journey, red is now your new color. Be courageous. Be passionate. Be sexy. And never stop living your best red life. So now I have one question for you. Are you ready to live your life in red? To join us on this journey, like and subscribe below. Welcome to the Life in Red podcast. This is Brittany, your host, and today I'm so excited because we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have some story time with Globe. And before I introduce her to you guys, I want to tell you a little bit about why we're here. This podcast is about sex positivity. I'm giving you guys different viewpoints, different stories, whether it's professionals, people all around the world. And I think it's very important to hear testimonies, whether it be me, your host, or other people who have come out of situations. And when I heard Globe's story, I knew you guys needed to hear it because I know there's someone out there that needs to. And when we relate together, we know there's hope if we're stuck in a bad situation. So thank you for being on, Globe. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be part of sex positivity. These are the conversations I love.
Good. Yeah. And a lot of people are scared to talk about it, and that's okay. But it just was very brave of you to be able to be on this. Just to let the viewers know, I like to be real with you. I changed scenery, and so I'm going to be in the shadows. So we'll have to adjust this. But thank you, Globe. So first, could you let the audience know, just give them a taste of your story of where you started, like where life started out for you, and then who you are today in a short amount of time, and then tell us how you got there.
Okay, well, I'll start with just a brief pitch, I guess you could say. My name is Globe. I grew up in a very Christian background, Pentecostal. So if you know what that means, you know what that looks like.
Me too. Pentecostal, yes. Church of God. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So church day in, day out almost, maybe a 2-day break, but not really. You had Bible studies on Tuesdays. Wednesday was choir practice. Friday was just another service. And then 2 services on Sunday, including Sunday school before the actual service. That was my life. I grew up wanting to be a minister because I just loved the way people felt inspired after sermons, and even joined a discipleship. And I can get more into detail about that discipleship, but getting full into that led me from leaving organized religion, and I am now a burlesque performer. So it's kind of crazy.
That is so cool. And that's what, like, when you started talking, we didn't even get a chance to really chat about where we relate. And like, I'm finding this out now. Same here. Pentecostal Church of God did a discipleship program because I knew I wanted to help people on a larger scale.
Yes.
And it's just amazing because did you guys just hear that? From Church of God to Burlesque. We need to know more. This is awesome. So what helped you? Because I understand that world very well. When you're in it, it feels real. You feel the love. But what got you inspired to get out of organized religion?
Well, honestly, the discipleship was just giving me weird vibes in general. And I was in college, so there may have been like, oh, you're your own person in the world, so you're starting to understand it in a bigger way. But I was promoted to the next level of discipleship, and they had this question that they would, or just a set of questions they had us write on, and I would always use scripture to back everything I said, because that's just the kind of person I am. And the question was, do you believe God is 100% good?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
All the time and all the time, God is good. I remember that, Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. That's the question that changed my life. Like, anytime I think about where my life is, I think about that question, because I spent a week straight trying to find scriptures to really show how I understand divinity. And I realized it's not in there. It's just not.
So there's nothing in scripture, so I can get this clear, and that's crazy. I never thought about that, about how God was good all the time. Is that what you're, wow. I mean, that's interesting. So what did you say when they asked you?
Well, I told them I do believe that God is 100% good, but I don't believe that divinity is how it's characterized in the Bible. I don't believe they're just full of wrath and jealousy for people to suffer for not following some set of rules. It just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense.
Me neither. It was like there was like the Second Kings thing where there's like the prophet, and he's like, these people were making fun of him. Then he calls the two she-bears and they tear him up in little pieces. That's one of my favorites. But I was just like, hold on. You called on this divine God of all love, right? And he gave you magic powers to tear apart these people who are making fun of you for being bald. Like, I'm just like, something's not adding up here.
Or Job, the story of Job always rubbed me the wrong way. Even as a child, I didn't like that story.
Dude, that guy got screwed. He was just like, no matter what. But I love God. It was like the epitome of self-sacrifice. I'm going to put myself in pain no matter what. But anyway, keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt you. So you basically made this decision like, okay, this has changed my life because this isn't adding up. Now it's time to go discover.
Yes.
And then what happened next?
So it changed so much. Okay, I was already having sex by then, but even the way I had sex was in this lens and context of it's something that happens to us. So I handpicked the person I lost my virginity to. I just wanted to be in control of it. It's like, I got to get it over with. I'm going to college and things are going to get crazy. I don't want all these spirits on me. So
soul ties, girl. We don't want any of your soul ties from your sperm. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
So I connected with this guy, and I told him after a few weeks, I was like, would you like to have sex? Would you like to take my virginity? And I know that's so weird. I am socially awkward, but he's just like, yeah, sure.
I'll take your V card, woman. Yeah, I'll do the hard thing, but I'll do it for you though, because you're worth it. Yeah.
But it took a while. It didn't just like happen. And then he wanted to take me out.
Well, that's nice.
In our discussions, he was like there throughout my epiphany. And that just changed how I viewed sex. Because I was like, I don't want it like this. I don't want it like that. And all of a sudden I have agency. And it really just turned everything over.
Damn, that's powerful. You got agency. like, I don't know if you realize how powerful that is what you just said, because we've been talking about this, if you ever watch my show, about I want this coming from religion. People don't realize, I think you guys don't know how hard it is, how brave it is, Globe, for you to say, I want this. And even if you're afraid or feel guilty still, you do it anyways, what you want. And that is so hard coming from organized religion. So congratulations. That's badass.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And it's weird because it started off from fear. Like, I was so mentally messed up that I'm like, I have to get this over with, and it has to be in these conditions.
Yes. Well, so your first time experience, do you feel comfortable describing afterwards how it felt? Like, coming from religion, how did that feel for you? Did you feel any cognitive dissonance, any fear, or any shame or anything? Did any of that come in afterwards?
No, I didn't really feel any shame. It was still just like, I still wondered about marriage, but then I didn't really care about marriage that much anymore. Like, I didn't care about that.
Wow.
I've always had issues with commitment anyway, but after just digressing from religion, I just was like, I am just enjoying life. And yeah, I didn't feel shame. I didn't feel any shame. I would see my father, who's a pastor, and
whoa.
And I didn't like feel like
you didn't feel like there's you did anything wrong, which you didn't. But it's interesting because, like, my experience, even to this day, it's amazing to me. Like, so let me ask you this: from what period, when you decided to walk away from organized religion to having your first time with intimacy, how long was that time period?
Well, okay, let me go back. I definitely lost my virginity before I quit the discipleship.
Okay.
But I would feel uncomfortable with the people, and they would describe their interactions, and they would just do the weirdest things to get around not having actual sex. And that's
the dry humping.
Yeah.
It's like we're dry humping to Amazing Grace here, guys. So we're keeping it balanced. It's the religion algebra. No, I get it. No, I remember this. Like, I relate to this so much. It's like, long as the male member doesn't go in the female member, we're still the female member. We're not going to hell.
Yeah. So those stories are strange.
Yeah, it's crazy because for me, the reason why I asked you that is for me to kind of go into my programming personally. It still affects me and my confidence in decision making. I still see the remnants. So to me, for you to make a decision like that and it fully to integrate into your being, coming from Church of God, which I relate to me, I envy that in a healthy way. Like, I envy that because it's taken me years to deconstruct that. So that's powerful. Like, really cool. So keep going. So after this, you had your moment, and then you had sex, and you're on this new journey to finding you. And where did you go?
So it's funny. It's kind of like foreshadowing. I imagine if I write a book, this would be what people think is a foreshadowing moment, even though this actually happened in my life. The next Halloween, I got to dress up, and I was a burlesque performer. Just to dress up last minute. It didn't have anything to wear, so we just went to a thrift shop and grabbed a purple and black corset and those cute, I can't think of the name of the skirt right now. The tulle skirts, bustles.
I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have been able to help you there. That's awesome.
But yeah, I grabbed one of those, and I was just out. I'm a party, but partying didn't seem as fun anymore because it wasn't attached to something I'm not supposed to do. So it really helped me map out what I like to enjoy. Like, I still love to read. I still love to go to the theater. I like to actually dance. And, that died by the time a lot of us later millennials got into the clubs. It wasn't the same. Everybody was on Snapchat, lip syncing the words.
Yeah.
But it changed everything. I didn't have to assess it through the lens of what I am allowed to do or what I'm not allowed to do.
Right. Well, so that's so crazy. So you're getting this foreshadow, and I totally believe in foreshadows. This is a huge one. You just walk into a thrift shop and you're like, oh, this would be hot. Like I'm gonna dress as a burlesque dancer, not even knowing that this could go somewhere. And so as you're dancing and you're wearing this outfit, like, did that ever, that probably didn't even sit in your head, like even after that Halloween. So where are you at this time? Were you in the same state? Were you staying in the same state? Did you ever move?
That's a great question. So I was still in Ohio at that time. I live in Colorado now. So like 2 years later, I moved to Colorado, and I'm modeling and doing promo girl stuff. A random girl asked me to model lingerie for her, but she just seemed to be in the party glow. So I said yes, not thinking that she was serious. She got into this show, and that opened up a door for me to start modeling lingerie. And I met this other woman who produces just these phenomenal shows. They have these elaborate themes, and she had an anniversary show and asked me to perform burlesque. And that was all she wrote after that.
So you're doing lingerie modeling, and like you just meet the right person. And did you have to train? Like, I know you like dancing, but how long did you have to go jump into training, or did it take a long time, or how'd that work?
See, that would have been nice.
Of course not. Get to work.
I actually researched it. I said yes because I tell her yes to everything. I'm a recovering people pleaser, but for her, I'll do anything. And so I said yes. I'm like, but I really don't know everything that it is. I just know corsets and bustles, you know?
Yeah.
But when I saw that it mixed comedy and theater, I was like, oh, these are all the things I love. These are all my comfort hobbies, all my this is just a great combination of everything I like that centers me and makes me feel good. And my husband, I am married now, he made a song for me. He wrote and produced a song for me to perform to for that night. And it was It was electric. I'll never forget that night. It was so great. It was phenomenal.
You had a power couple moment.
Yeah.
That's good, girl. That's like true taking the V card is when you get together with your man and like you did that. So, okay. And let's rewind because I think I have some ignorance myself around this. Can you explain to people what burlesque is?
Guys, stay tuned for part 2. You won't want to miss this.
Thanks for joining the Life in Red today, where we embrace passion, confidence, and positive sexuality. Keep painting your journey in bold red strokes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us so that you never miss out on living your best red life. Ready for more? Stay passionate, stay red. See you next episode.